What we do when you lie to consumers? I fought their license key. What we do when you lie to consumers about my ownership? One more time. What we do when you screw consumers? I bought a license key. One more time. I bought a license key. One more time. You lied about ownership. One more time. We do this. You screw consumers. I bought a license key. One more time. We do this. You lie to consumers. I bought a license key.
One of the reasons is the Stop Killing Games initiative.
Oh, that's funny. You know, this should combat that whole go woke and go broke. Ain't that something that you advocated for? You go woke, you go broke. And now y'all out here complaining, stop killing our games. Y'all killing your own games by not buying them. What are y'all talking about? This is ridiculous. You are hurting our video. While y'all people ain't even the ones buying them. The gaming community ain't nothing but a joke, man.
Gotten a lot of traction lately.
Oh, really?
And actually had a recent bump in signatures. So if you're a European citizen and you want to support
Well, I guess I'm not European, so therefore I'm not going to sign this stupid petition because as far as I'm concerned, you people will have to go out there and buy the games for any of this to stop happening. Like, imagine. Like, this all could have been prevented if you people would just put your money where your mouth is and support the developers, like you guys allegedly claim that you guys do. Okay.
We'll have a link below for you. But this really got...
They have enough time to sign a petition, but they ain't got enough time to buy the video games that they talk about being sadly hurt in the community.
Thinking about another side of the coin about this topic. Because one of the main focal points of that initiative is the idea that these companies can just take a game away from you, which really makes me ask the question.
I bought a license key.
If they can take a game away from me, why can't I get it back?
Now, why would they do that, Reforge? That's like somebody sending you a super chat and the guy said, hey, I want my money back. You honestly think that's going to happen? No. He paid for the chat? Well, there you go. It's gone. What are you people talking about, man? You guys are just upset because all this fanboy stuff that you kept doing for these three companies just to realize that ain't none of them care about you. This is why I try to be Gamester 23. Get all your retro games you need. But y'all weren't listening to me. Now all of a sudden you mad because they taking your precious games away that you weren't playing in the first place. Man, ain't no one want to hear this trash. Because I bought a license key.
I mean, Steam's really the only platform that lets you currently do this.
No, I've actually bought quite a few games on Xbox. Now, mind you, there's a limit for the year that you could do it, but Microsoft is pretty good in that regard. I would say that Sony and Nintendo are by far the worst in regards to trying to get a refund off your digital purchase. Now, I'm not saying Xbox is like the greatest. I would say it would go Steam, Xbox, and then Nintendo and PlayStation can fight for whoever wants to be in third place for that, because they're both pretty bad.
I actually think it should be even more streamlined on Steam than it currently is, but the rest
of give these developers less money.
Big platforms, it's not even really possible. Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. Yes, I know you can call or try to chat and try to get your money back, but my position on this is very simple. The ease with which I purchased the digital item, I should be able to return it just as easily.
No. Now, why would they do that? Why would any company that is out here selling you a video game product want you to return it? It's like going to a retailer and say, hey, man, you want to put the warranty on that, that little sofa that you bought there? They're not expecting you to come back in the year that you bought it. You know what I mean? They're trying to upcharge you. That's why I tell people I'll put the warranty after the fact when I get it. But that's why, if you notice, a lot of retailers don't let you do that. You have to be in the store to get the warranty, right? Which they don't see you coming back during that time. They want you to go on with that sofa and don't have to come back with the 2 years and then run off with your additional $200 to $300. Okay? Because if you notice, even when you have insurance, these companies, they be trying to fight with you even after you pay for it. Yeah, because they never thought you was going to come back. That's the idea.
I know
it's a scam.
Things to get a return every 6 months, or if you really pressure them, but that's not the point. If it was easy to purchase, and it's
maybe it should be easy for you guys to stop being so compulsive with your money and be a smart consumer. That's even easier. How like reading the room and seeing how the market is. I mean, especially with a YouTube channel. Now, mind you, I can see a casual complaining about it because they don't really know very much about gaming. But you should be some form of a gaming enthusiast. You should already know these things. The fact that you have to explain this to even your own audience and the people that watch your channel shows you that y'all don't even know how gaming is.
For them to take it away, it should be easy to refund it. And
why would they refund you for something that you purchased? Like, what? Oh, we delist the game. We're going to give all the money to the people that bought it after you played it? Why would they do that? No, they ran off with your money. Suckers.
This means you have to have some limits. Like, you can't refund a game that you put in 20-something hours, or you platinumed it, and then you decided you didn't like it, right? It would have to be kind of how Steam does it. You set a time limit.
Xbox does it very similar to.
Just in the last 5 years, have you purchased a game and you really wish you could get a full refund on it? It's bug-riddled. It doesn't work. It's nothing like what they promised.
I want my game back.
Regularly. I would argue that happens more often than your games are getting taken away from you. And these are both.
I've heard of people actually losing their games based off like a TOS, and all the games that you purchase, it's linked to the server. Because I heard somebody got their account banned on PlayStation, they lost everything. Okay? None of your purchases are secured. That's what you guys don't understand. All the games that you're buying is on a service that you guys are accessing through the service that you're playing on. Let it be Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo. We're starting to see it with Nintendo by them banning and bricking Nintendo Switches too. You guys never owned anything. That was the false pretense that you guys believed in. Oh, we bought it, and then you bought into a license key, and now that you got a problem. The man at the car dealership that you thought, you're like, oh, snap, I thought I was paying payments for the car. I didn't know I was leasing it. And now all of a sudden they want to get out and complain. I could have just bought it. I could have just put a payment on an actual car. Why am I leasing it? Yeah, well, that's what you guys fell for. Leasing your games. Rent center.
Of equal importance.
You thought you owned your belongings.
The government stepping in.
You think they care? They're the ones allowing it.
Force this issue because these companies do not want you to have this power. It's not on them if a game dev made a bad game, right? They didn't make the game. But as a consumer, when I go buy something from like a retail store and it doesn't work, I can refund it and get my money back. And then they basically just ship the broken product back to whoever made it. Well, in this case, we're talking about digital goods. Like PlayStation giving me my money back because, Mind's Eye was terrible. That doesn't really hurt PlayStation, other than the fact that
it does. It does hurt PlayStation because remember that whole 30% that you guys was talking about? Well, yeah, that same thing also applies there. What do you guys don't understand? See, the funny thing is you guys make these videos, but then they don't stay consistent with the other things that you said. Oh, it doesn't hurt PlayStation. What you mean? You got a full refund, right? And Sony lost their 30%. Because remember what you guys said, that every time a game comes to the PlayStation or Xbox, they get 30% of the profit margins of them selling the game on the platform. Didn't you guys say that? So that means you did take money from PlayStation without realizing.
Making money off of a game that I'm very dissatisfied with. Because the effects of this would be far-reaching if we were suddenly able to refund these games if when we buy them and don't like them or they run terribly, okay? It would hurt the bad actors out there. It would help the good actors. We're seeing a rise of AA and indie studios kind of cracking in.
I mean, have you seen the games that are on PlayStation, man? Like I'm saying, now there's some bad indie shovelware on Xbox, but man, it is far worse on PlayStation. We'll definitely get to that in this video.
To the industry, and given the big issues being raised by Stop Killing Games about, companies can just revoke your access anytime they want.
Yeah.
Well, guess what that gives away? That makes it clear they can implement this very easily. If you can take the game away from me just like that, well, then that means I could refund it, and then you could just take the game away.
Then why would they give you an option like that?
for me. It's that simple, right? So I want to talk about each.
It's not that simple because no company is going to want to lose money. It's not that simple.
Things, how it would hurt the bad actors, help the good actors, and there are some potential issues. I do think there are some challenges.
The potential issues you need to bring up is in PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo for allowing a lot of these games to be on their marketplace. So this is something we didn't see. You guys might say we got more games now, but we weren't seeing this during those days when we was playing games. Okay? You get what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden it's okay to release a game broken day one because all the company has to do is patch and update it, man. I'm getting mad playing Undisputed because every time they update the game runs worse than it did before.
And there are some things that this wouldn't solve. But I think this is a pretty important issue. And since we're all talking about, hey, this is ridiculous.
You know how you could protect the consumer? By not buying on FOMO.
I think pretty much anybody that was requesting refunds on Mind's Eye were getting it. But even some people were reporting to me that they weren't getting refunds. And you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to like go through hoops or a chat. Or the last time I tried to request a refund on a PlayStation game, they were like, well, you already downloaded it, so we can't refund it. I was like, wait. So
they just coming up with all these excuses. Look at that. Look at what your great PlayStation told you. Right there, I would have said, I will never support you. But look at that. And Reforge Gaming being the shill that he is, he's still buying games on PlayStation after they told him that.
So I bought the game and installed it. I have not opened it, but I can't get my money back. What if I played it and it's barely running? What if I played it and it just keeps crashing? Or
you think Sony cares? I mean, look at that. They were the ones endorsing Quantum Era.
My save, or any of the other bugs and glitches that can happen in a game at launch. Or what if it just performs so terribly? Like with Jedi Survivor, it took and a game called Gatling Gears. I think those were the names of the games, but they were co-op games, and those can be kind of hit or miss. And you could download the demo, try it, and then you get so far, and it would be like, well, if you like this game...
I mean, what do you guys expect? This is why I try to tell people, man. Stop thinking these companies have your best interest. Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo do not care about y'all. Not even Valve. Stop thinking even Steam cares about it. They got DRM too, as far as I'm concerned. You guys are just stupid. You bought into the concept of fake ownership, and now you're like, I want refund, I want options. You know what? The only option that you have right now is not supporting them. That's it. This is why I buy the stuff on discount. You know what I mean? And if it's not, I don't care, bro. I don't care. Do you get what I'm saying? See, the problem is you guys want to buy on FOMO because there was no reason for you to just jump out and buy Mind's Eye without even wanting to play it. And now you're like, I want my money back. And Sony told you to your face, oh, you can't let that happen. Out of all that positive news you say about PlayStation, Reforge, you thought Sony would have made sure that they definitely took care of you, but they said no right in your face. So why did you have to ask yourself, why you damage control for these companies if the same company that you are advocating for told you no to your face? Go ahead, cancel everybody else's, okay? But don't do that to me. You get what I'm saying? But they did it to you, and you still representing Sony. This is why I try to tell you, man. This is why it doesn't pay to be a fanboy. PlayStation, they really care about the games coming to their platform. What we got? Jumping Apple. We got Jumping Ice Cube. We got Jumping Burrito. We got Jumping Bondman Match. Tomato Rush. Jumping Peach. Jumping Fries. Jumping Burger. Jumping Boy. The Jumping Coco Santa. Jumping Spaghetti, Jumping Ninja, Jumping Pizza, and that's not it. Jumping Donut. Look at that. Look at all these quality PlayStation games. Oh, yeah, there we go. Look at that. Look at all these quality games where y'all can get free platinums. Oh, yeah. We got the Jumping Turtles, Jumping Stars, Jumping Hot Dog, Jumping Ice Cream, Jumping Brownie, Jumping Burger, Jumping Onion Ring, Jumping Cookie, Jumping Ketchup, whatever. Melon Rush, Jumping whatever, Jumping Melon 2, Jumping Pasta, Jumping Cheese Maze, Jumping Gingerbread, Jumping Flash, PlayStation exclusive, Jumping Burger. No, bro, come on. Jumping Toast Tower, Jumping Noodles, Jumping Coffee, Jumping Sushi, Jumping Gingerbread Turbo. Bro, look at all this trash. Man, I can get 100 platinums for $100 on PlayStation. Look at this. Now, Xbox got some game like this, but I don't think I'd be seeing all this. Jumping Burger Turbo, Jumping Pumpkin, Like, bro, jumping Coco Santa Turbo. What the? Jumping rat. Bro, look at this crap. Say you try to get free platinums without saying, look at this. Jumping, look at that. Jumping, jump. Bro, look at this. And y'all say, we got quality. You know, look at, bro. Yo, I'm telling you, PlayStation got some trash here. Look at this. They got bump jump, lump jump, fump jump, tump jump. Bruh. If anybody got these games on their PlayStation, man, you ain't really gaming, man. All right? These ain't real games, man. These are games that you use to boost up your platinum ratio. Okay? I can buy 100 of these and already be a gold rank on PlayStation, bro. This is disgraceful. This is what PlayStation has become. To the point where y'all buy, like I said, I'm not saying indie games like that are bad, but this is terrible. Like, if you got these games on your list, then you need to discredit, okay, these games out of your profile. Even My Name is Mayo, you had to put effort by hitting the same button 100 million times. At least there was some effort. I mean, like, I'm fine with people getting easy platinums, like a Life Strange, you know, something that actually comes off like a real game. But we already know if you got any of these games on your list, you know, this is the King Thrash special, right? You type in King Thrash, these are all the games that pop up. We already know when you buying these games, and what's even more crazy, you can get 2 platinums, PS5 and PS4 version. Crazy, bro. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. See if you guys can get any refunds out of these, because these games shouldn't even be on here in the first place. Take care.